When Jeep's sister company Dodge put out the 707 horsepower Hellcat engine a few years ago, the world put out a cry, "Hellcat all the things!" And Jeep listened, because they took the already bonkers Grand Cherokee SRT and turned it into this, the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. First thing you need to know about this Jeep is that it does not quit. I can feel all 707 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque just vibrating underneath my foot. Now, sure, you can toddle along at the speed limit, your 8-speed automatic transmission up there in high gear, but you put your foot into it, the transmission kicks down 2, 3, sometimes even 4 gears. The front end rises up and you are just off like a rocket. You're gonna leave everything in your dust. Now, I haven't had the Trackhawk on the actual track, but my colleague John Wong has, and his report is this is a legit sub 4-second car. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. That puts it on a par with the Audi TT-RS Roadster and the Chevy Camaro ZL1 1LE. The quarter mile comes in 11.6 seconds and the top speed is 180 miles an hour. Frankly, the only thing out there that can beat it is the new Lamborghini Urus, but that is twice as expensive and 4 times as ugly. When it comes to the twisties, the Trackhawk really does have a grace that kind of belies its 5,400 pound footprint. So I can put it into sport mode. That means that it's going to throw more power to the rear, it's going to stiffen up the suspension a little bit, and give me a little bit more heft to the steering. Now, right now, I'm just letting the transmission do its own thing, and it does a really good job at keeping it into the right gear. But when I brake going into a turn, well, it's going to downshift for me automatically right away. So it doesn't wait for me to ask for the power. And what's great about that is that then once I do get to the end of the turn and I want to accelerate, bam, right there, ready to go. Hardly any body roll, so I can really hustle around these turns, but it's not so harsh that this car doesn't really get upset by any kind of imperfections in the pavement. I mean, sure, rolling undulations, yeah, but potholes, they're solid. There are a few other drive modes, like for snow driving and towing, but the Ne Plus Ultra is the track mode. It's gonna throw 70% of power to the rear, give you lightning quick shifts, and dial down the traction control. But it is really aggressive, so I recommend that for track driving only. Now, with all this power and weight, the brakes have got to be really good, so Jeep looked to Brembo. I've got damn near 16 inches of rotors in the front with 6-piston calipers, 14-inch rotors in the back with 4-piston calipers, and that's enough to bring this thing to a stop from 60 and 114 feet. But be warned, when you stand on these brakes, there is a lot of weight transfer, which means this guy can get pretty squirrely pretty quickly. And of course, with 707 horsepower on tap, gas mileage is pretty laughable. The EPA gives it a rating of 11 miles per gallon in the city, 17 on the highway, and 13 combined, but I'm only getting 10.6. 10.6? I'm sorry, nature. And don't even think about trying to get this thing dirty. I mean, yeah, it's got all-wheel drive. You're gonna be able to handle the snow, gravel roads, things like that, but there's no low gear, there's no skid plates, and the geometry is built for speed rather than rocks, so just stay out of them. When it comes to the interior, you're looking more at comfort than you are at luxury, although I do have the optional red leather interior, which is fantastic. I love it. I love this big beefy steering wheel. I've got heated and cooled seats, but really there's nothing about the interior that would cause it to be very, very special tip-top. In fact, some of the quality is a little off too. Just today I found a little spot here where the stitching doesn't really match up, so be sure to check yours carefully. But in the end, would I buy a Trackhawk? I mean, yeah, it's impractical and it drinks gas, but I feel like a badass. And I've got all this power under my right foot, and you just feel like you could conquer the world and you could do it faster than anyone else around you. So in the end, I just want to buy what makes me happy, and the Trackhawk makes me happy. The Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk starts at $86,200, but my tester here, with $5,000 worth of red leather interior, $2,000 for a sunroof, and $1,445 for destination, that total price goes all the way up to $99,615 smackaroos. That's very pricey, but there is really nothing like it on the road today.